Here we have a key fob that came in for repair. This one is the 2003 Mercedes-Benz C230. And the fob looks something like this. And customer also mailed, I see components inside the bag here. I see two components, 1 and 2. I see a coil that we used to use a long time ago when we did not have any donor boards, and those coils are a hit and miss. It looks like we may have a problem with the coil, and I see another component. It looks like a button, 2 components here. The customer is paying $95, so we can expedite the service for him and fix it as soon as possible. My Mercedes key fob coil is broken, and one of the buttons needs to be soldered and checked. Okay, let's go under the microscope and see what's going on. We cannot always go by what the customer writes. And that's exactly what I mean. Look at this. The fob is liquid damaged. What coil and what button are you talking about? The fob is bombarded with liquid. Maybe it was not obvious to the customer because you can see that stuff when you go under the microscope. I mean, if I look at this with the naked eye, it's kind of hard to see because corrosion is green and yellow in color, and the board itself is green and yellow in color. I do not want to put all the blame on the customer, but the board is liquid damaged. Let's quickly go over the board, analyze it. We have corrosion on the chip. This chip is not going to work like this because corrosion, a lot of corrosion can cause pins to short out. And we have corrosion here on the NEC chip, and this chip is very important. It contains the programming of the vehicle. This cap does not look good. Maybe we can replace it just for the peace of mind. And we do see a missing button here. This is the lock button. Unlock, trunk, lock, and panic button. A lot of viewers ask me, what's a panic button? Let's say you have your car parked in a large parking lot with a lot of cars and you lost the car, you cannot find it. You can push on this button and the alarm will go on and you can find your vehicle that way. I do not know why they call it panic. Maybe if there's somebody sitting on the car, or maybe if you want to scare somebody away from the car, you can press this button and the alarm will go on. Maybe that's why they call it panic. Let's flip the board. This does not look like liquid. I don't think that's liquid. It's coming off like glue or possibly flux. I don't know. Maybe soup. Who knows? I do not see any broken lines or traces. More corrosion here. We have a broken coil right here. And that's about it. So we have a coil. We have a button. And that's what the customer mailed inside this bag. Look at this. He mailed a button and he mailed a coil that's not original. Those coils, like I said, they are hit and miss because you cannot buy an original coil for a Benz key fob. But since we have a lot of donor boards, we can grab a coil from one of the donor boards. Let's start by cleaning the board. Just some 99% isopropyl alcohol. Because viewers always ask, what cleaning solution are you using? It's isopropyl. You can use anything that's 91% or above. Do not use 70% isopropyl alcohol. 70% contains a lot of water. Why do Flux cleaning solutions exist if we can use IPA? That's a very good question. I never honestly tried a Flux cleaning solution. I mean, how much better can it be? We can clean this board with isopropyl just fine. Why would you spend more money to get a flux cleaner? Maybe flux cleaners are used in industrial environments where you have to clean a whole board. But I do not think that it's used for everyday work like this. I may be wrong. If you have used a flux cleaner solution in the past, leave it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm more practical than just buying everything for the sake of buying everything. If it's not broken, don't fix it. If isopropyl is working fine, why would I want to try something else? If it's not working for me and I'm not able to clean the board properly, then maybe I'll look into other options. But if this option is working, why would I want to change it? And that's where people go wrong a lot of times. It's not broken and they want to fix it. You see somebody starting a business and they invest $30, $40, $50,000 to make the shop look good. All the nice countertops, the beautiful sign, decoration, the high quality carpet, the showcase fixtures, and they do not even have a single customer. People spend so much money trying to make everything look nice because they think when the store looks nice, you're going to get more customers. That's absolutely not true. When you have customers and your business is working and it's doing good, then if you want to invest in improving, you can do so. But do not spend your money thinking that if you decorate the shop, you spend $5,000 on a sign, $3,000 on a carpet, $10,000 on counters, nice counters, that will get you more business. It's not. People will use you for your service and not because how your store looks like. Some people may be scared or intimidated when they see a nice looking store. They think you're going to rip them off or you're going to overcharge them. Just like when you walk by a very fancy restaurant. You keep walking. You do not even look at the menu. With exception to those who like to have a $300 steak. Nothing wrong with eating at a fancy restaurant, but I'm talking about the average person. Okay, so we cleaned the board from corrosion and we're good. Some viewers may ask, why not put this in an ultrasonic machine? We used to use the ultrasonic machine a long time ago when we started the business, but I rarely use it unless we have to. We have the EMA ultrasonic machine since 2014. A really nice, high quality German-made ultrasonic machine, but we rarely ever use it. If we put the fob in an ultrasonic machine, the IR component in the front may get damaged. I avoid the ultrasonic machine unless we have to use it. Because like I said, if it's not broken, do not fix it. So now that we cleaned all the corrosion, we can solder a coil, a replacement coil, and the unlock button, and then we can test. We can also measure those resistors, make sure they are good. Meter in resistance mode. We should have a 0 ohm reading, and we do. And we have a 330 ohm reading, that's perfect. And we have a 270 ohm reading, that's perfect. So nothing wrong here. And I just want to quickly go over this capacitor from here to here. And we are reading a high number, that's good. And I want to go over this capacitor also. And it's reading an OL, that's very good. Let's not shorten out. All we need to do is find a donor board, and I have a lot, but I need to find one that has a coil. Okay, I got it. Let's make sure this coil is good from the donor board before we take it out and put it on the customer's board. Meter in continuity mode. And we want to test the coil from here to here. Okay, the coil is good. Now, I do not want to confuse the customer's board with the donor board, so what I like to do is put a dot on the customer's board, on the chip, because we're not going to take out the chip, so we know that this board is for the customer. Right now we can apply our soldering iron, no need for hot air. Just like that. Nice and clean. Just a little bit of flux here and a little bit of flux here. I'm gonna go over those joints with my NF dot mini pen and fume extractor on. And you can tell that I used the infrared component from the front for another repair. And I do not know what else I used from this board, but we still have the coil, which is a good thing. Remove the NEC chip. And we used the capacitor from here. And we also used the button from here and the infrared component, the other one from the side of the board. So we used a lot of components from this board. And now we're gonna be using the coil. Just apply a tiny bit of flux so we can make everything nice and smooth, because flux helps with the flow of solder. Just go like this and just go like this. All the joints are nice and round and everything is perfect. And we're gonna go over this one more time quick. Tiny bit of flux. And perfect. The pin on the bottom is just an anchor point. It does not go nowhere. It's a no connect, but it's used to hold the coil down in place. It's a support pad. All right, so now we'll solder the lock button and then we can test. Let's grab a button from the donor board right here. And for this one, we can use our hot tweezers. And we're done. Let me just apply a little bit of flux right here and a little bit of flux right here, and we'll make everything look nice and pretty. All right, we're done. Now I have a fob tester here. Let's go ahead and test. I want to see around 314, 315 frequency when we press on any one of the buttons. 314.9. You're gonna see some interference with the numbers. I always have interference on my bench here, so you may see fluctuating numbers. But let's see if we can read right there. 314.9. If we do the trunk button, 314.8. If we do the lock button, 314.8. And if we do the panic button, which is hard to press, 314.9. Okay, right there. Now I want to test for the infrared, and we should get an IR reading right there for the unlock, trunk, lock, and panic. The job is done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.